Kyle, it's time to talk about our favorite moody millionaire. That would be Aaron Rodgers, coming off a heartbreaking loss to the Detroit Lions. Motown stand up because Dan the Man Campbell ran it down the Packers' throat. Fourth down, balls of steel, the laterals, everything that the Lions did was fun and amazing. And honestly, they're going to be one of the most exciting teams going into next season. They're going to be one of those teams that the expectation is now for them to make a leap. But the team that might take a step in the wrong direction is the Packers, depending on what happens at the quarterback position. Playing into that narrative, again, moody millionaire, Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers, after the game, had a very weird moment where he was asked by Jameson Williams whether or not he could have his jersey. I think I'll hold on to this one, kid. Something to that effect was said. And Aaron Rodgers today, too, kind of talked about his future. Also has been playing it a little bit of coy. Hasn't really said one way or the other. It's clear that he's dissatisfied, but that's the same thing that we've seen from Aaron Rodgers consistently over the last several off seasons. So I don't know what's so necessarily different this year, except for his age. Aaron Rodgers' future, is it in Green Bay? Is it retired? What do you think about this beautiful mystery that is Rodgers 2023?
Oh, Juju. We're back in the time machine, baby. We're back in 2021. Remember that? 2021, back when we were speculating on Aaron Rodgers' future, but he couldn't get out of Green Bay because of the way the cap was tied. So Green Bay restructured his contract so that he could get out after 2022. But then he signed the $50 million extension per year with Green Bay. And then now he's back to the place where we're talking about whether or not he's going to leave. Oh, I feel like I'm in 2021 again. It's wonderful. Yeah, no. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the Packers quarterback next year. Next year is the big money year for him. He gets a giant signing bonus if he's on the roster by a certain date. And then he's due $58 million of that $200 million contract. By which point I believe all but $24 million of the guaranteed money would be paid at that point, which makes it really easy for the Packers to trade him after next season, which might be a mutually agreed upon thing. I don't know what his no trade clause situation looks like, but most of his guaranteed money comes in this season and next season. So Aaron Rodgers is going to play football next year. He's going to be the quarterback of the Packers. And all of this is kind of semantics, but fun semantics because people will come up with all the different situations. But when he signed that contract, I knew it was for 2 years and he would reevaluate after 2 years whether he would retire or whether he would get traded. It's really easy for the Packers to move off of him after next year. I think they actually save like $25 million by trading Aaron Rodgers after 2023. That's probably when something's going to happen. But now Aaron Rodgers is going to play quarterback for the Packers next year. And if he doesn't, he's going to be giving up like $59 million to not do that, which I don't think is going to happen.
So you say he's forfeited all leverage in this potential standoff with the Packers.
Yeah, but I think that's what he wanted, right? I
don't think that's what he wanted. Aaron Rodgers likes control. That's what I feel about Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he likes having control of the situation, whether that's having control of the immunized narrative or having control of the Packers, having them by the balls. I feel as though that's what Aaron Rodgers likes. That's what Aaron Rodgers wants.
But the thing that seemed pretty transparent was that he gave up control for the money, right? Like he got the contract that I don't know any other team was going to pay him. And as a result, he gave up control to play 2 years with the Packers. Because remember, like he posted the Last Dance thing. Davante Adams posted the Last Dance thing. Tunyon did all that whole thing, remember? And then they lost to the 49ers and everyone went their separate ways. And then Rodgers came back and we were really confused. Like, why did he stick around? And then we saw the team play bad this year. And we were like, that's why he shouldn't have stuck around. They went through this whole thing this year. Like they were really bad to start the season. And then the defense started playing good at the end of the year and they were going to make the playoffs and they, turn it around, RELAX, all that stuff, they were right there. And then ultimately they didn't make the playoffs this year. So yeah, no, Rodgers gave up control in exchange for the money. And again, most of the guaranteed money that he got on that $200 million deal is going to get paid out by next year. So I think that after next year, he has more freedom to potentially retire or go to another team. And the Packers can do their Jordan Love thing.
So you're locking in 2023, he's with the Packers, but 2024, you're open to the possibility he's in a different organization.
Yes, 100%. He will be the Packers quarterback next year, and then 2024 he can either get traded or retire, and it would be pretty easy.
Then the next question is Aaron Rodgers aging into the future. People have to ask the question. He didn't throw for 300 yards once this season. Once. He was the third best quarterback in the NFC North behind Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins. And Justin Fields knocking down the door. How good is Aaron Rodgers still?
Oh, I'm not saying it's an ideal marriage for the Packers at this point. I mean, the Packers are kind of in like limbo at this point. They're stuck between the present, the past, and the future. Like it's like a Scrooge situation or whatever that old book is. But yeah, like they're basically stuck between the past, the present, and the future, and they don't really know what to do with it. So I don't know if the Packers necessarily are cool paying Aaron Rodgers $50 million this year. In fairness, though, of the 4 quarterbacks that got paid $50 million, the Packers were still the good one this year. Like, out of all 4 options, they actually turned out to be like the team that didn't end up in a total tire fire. So they're still not the worst of the options at this point. So they're going to be kind of the same team next year. They're going to be fighting for that wild card position as they watch I can't believe I'm saying this, as they watch the Lions and Bears pass them by. I can't believe I'm saying that. That's a real thing that's about to happen. As they watch the Lions and Bears pass them by, the Packers will be stuck in neutral.
The Lions, I think, are already ahead of them. You look at 5-1 in the NFC North, crushed them in the second half there. Like, just overpowered them. I think the Lions are definitely on the upswing. The Bears, still kind of, I'm not really ready to jump fully in with the Bears, but you start off with them having the number 1 overall pick. That's a good place to start for them as they kind of continue this rebuild. And the Vikings, year to year, are going to be very sporadic. I know Packers fans were very happy about the having a better DVOA than the Vikings, but I think the Vikings certainly have more star power across their lineup. Talk about Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, even Kirk Cousins, if he's playing better than... Don't pull
a Skip Bayless. Jair Alexander told you he's a great corner, not a good corner, a great corner. Don't disrespect Jair Alexander like that.
Okay, he shut down Justin Jefferson, my fantasy playoff hopes pending in the balance. Yes, I will say, Jair, you screwed me on that one. Congratulations. But I'm glad that in week 18, everything went right with the universe and the Packers were eliminated. But it does beg the question, was this one big conspiracy to avoid facing the 49ers in round 1 and going 0-5 against the San Francisco 49ers? And that's the greater question, I think, that Packers fans and Aaron Rodgers fans should ask themselves.
That Aaron Rodgers decided to reduce his play to his worst season since the second to last McCarthy year. And all of a sudden that was all a grand conspiracy to make sure that he didn't make the playoffs. And so that Geno Smith, who made a Pro Bowl over Aaron Rodgers, could get the last playoff spot with a similar talented roster. I mean, I'm also with you on the Bears and Vikings not being great, but if you ask me whose future looks brighter, it might be the Bears and Vikings, because damn, it's not looking good for Green Bay. Like I said, they're stuck between the past, present, and future, and don't really know which direction they're going. And God, it's such. I mean, again, like there's nothing they could do about it. Like this season could have been a whole lot worse for the Packers. I think that Green Bay is in a situation where they went all in on those 3 seasons. They went 39-10 over those 3 seasons. Like they were really, really good. And now they're dealing with the ramifications of spending all that money and trading all those draft picks and losing all those players. And then the players who are still there getting injured. So like they'll probably make the wild card next year. It's probably the best case scenario for the Packers. They'll make the wild card. And then Aaron Rodgers will either retire or go to Florida or go retire to Florida and play for like, I don't know, the Dolphins or some shit. I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, what do you think of Aaron Rodgers' future? Is it with the Packers? Is it in retirement? Is it trying to make another swing at Jeopardy? Like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like of the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all our social medias at SlumpbusterPod included. Juju, Kyle, stay safe, happy, healthy. We'll see you on the next one.